Hey everybody, Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. Welcome to another Saturday afternoon Facebook Live sale. Have so many great new things to share with you today. So settle in. We'll give everybody a chance to hop on here and then we'll jump into things. I have got some restock on some products that proved very popular, but I also have so many new products. I did get my shipment in yesterday afternoon that I was expecting, so we're going to take a look at all the new things that we have. I can't wait to share them with you. We'll kind of maybe go over some things we've looked at before because they're related to things that we have today. So lots of good stuff. Hopefully we'll keep it to around 30 minutes, maybe just a little bit more today. That seems to work out pretty well for everybody. And while we're waiting for people to jump on, Terry, hi there. I've been wondering about you. Glad to see you here. You too, Jan. I have things in for both of you. You're going to see that here when we go through the video. You'll see some of the things that you ordered are in. And if you want me to go ahead and send those to you, definitely go ahead and message me after the video, and you can send me your email address so that I can go ahead and invoice you for the balance and give me your mailing address if you want me to ship it. I'm also happy to hold on to it for now. Just a reminder that if you do purchase anything on our Facebook Live sale, you have two options. You can have us ship it to you. We've been doing a lot of shipping. Hey there, Miss Mary. Shipped your box out yesterday. Hi there, Sally. And I've been going to the post office almost every day, so hopefully we've been getting things out to everybody in a pretty timely fashion. So if you want your items shipped, you can have that. Alternatively, we will just hold on to them for you here at the store. We're not going to be doing any curbside pickup, so it's just a matter of us holding on to things until we're able to reopen again. Depending on how long that happens, if we are holding things for you and you decide you want us to ship it, all you need to do is message me or email me and tell me, and I'm happy to go ahead and ship your items as well. We have a good group. Let's just kind of go over the what we're going to be doing again. Hey there, Mary, glad to see you back again. Hopefully your package has arrived. I know I shipped it this week. So what the deal is I'm going to be showing you these products, and you will be able to see, we'll try and tell you what the name of it is, and you can see the price of it. If it's something that you want to purchase, you need to go ahead and comment on this video with sold and the name of the item that you want to purchase. And good. I'm glad you got your stuff, Kelly. And if you want me to mail it to you, you also need to comment ship. So you'll comment sold, the item name, and if you want it shipped, comment ship. Then what you need to do after the video is over, if you have not already purchased something from me on one of these Facebook Live sales, you will need to message me after the video is over. Just use the send message button on our Facebook page, and you can message me your email address. And if you wanted me to ship, you can also send me your mailing address. And if you message me, that will be private, so that will not be shared with anyone. So you don't want to comment on this video here with that information. All you want to do, your comments here, is to say hi to everybody. And if you want to buy something, comment sold and what you want to buy, and ship if you want me to ship it as well. And please, if you're not sure if I have the information, go ahead and message me again. The less time I have to spend tracking down that information for people, the faster I can get all your packages out to you. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. The first things that I have to show you are some mostly restocks on some things, but I also got a little bit of new. The first thing I'm going to share with you are the Deco Foil toner card fronts from Unity. And we have had these before, except for this one here is a new one that we did not have before. This one is called Floral Background, and these are pre-printed, toner printed card fronts. They're A2 card size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can use them with the transfer foil and your laminator or your Mink machine to foil these, and they are really great. You get 8 card fronts in here. They are all the same in each package, and I will show you some great samples with them here in a minute. So this is a new one, the Floral Background toner card front. It is $4. We also got back in stock the Butterfly Flyaway. This one was very popular. When you see some of the samples, I think you will see why. So this is the Butterfly Flyaway toner card front, also $4. We also still have in stock the Flowers and Lines toner card front, and also the Circles Aplenty toner card front. And these are all $4 a package. In case you want to add some foil to your order, we do have the ThermoWeb Deco Foil Rainbow Foil Sheets. I know it's hard to see. The packaging is reflective and the foil is reflective, but that is the rainbow foil. This is quite a large package of it. You get, I'm trying to see, you get 20 sheets in here. And these look like they're maybe like 6 by 12. And it's $10.50, so you get a lot of foil there for your money. Also, something else that works well with the Deco Foil, this is not designed to use with the toner card fronts, but I thought I would mention that I do have some of the Deco Foil Transfer Gel. This is their new transfer gel that does not require heat in order to use to transfer your foil. So if you don't have a laminator or a mink machine, that is great, and it's great for using with stencils. Let me show you really quickly some samples with these. So here are the Butterfly toner card fronts, and I just want to point out all the ways that you can use these. If you want to, you can just use them plain as is. You don't have to do anything to them at all. Just use them on a card front. This one here you can see has been foiled. Looks like with some rainbow foil. Here is one that has not been foiled. It has just had color added to it. This one has first been foiled. It looks like maybe some gold foil on the butterflies and then colored. And then here is where they've taken the foil negative and used it with a solid toner sheet to create that card. So lots of different ways that you can use these. Here is another pretty sample with the butterflies. And there is yet another one where you can see it's been foiled and colored. This is the new floral background. You can see how pretty that one is. Some kind of purplish foil and then some blue and lavender ink added to it. And here you can see that is the Flowers and Lines that we have. And there is another sample of the new floral background. And finally, there is the Circles Aplenty. That is a really fun geometric one. All right, so let's move on to some more goodies here. So, these are all restocks. These are the Creative Expressions edger dies, and this one is the Seahorse edger die. That one was really popular. We also got the Perfect Pansy back in, and then finally we have the Celebration Cake. These are all really great. They're edger dies. I'm going to show you some samples because sometimes people aren't sure how to use these. Now these are with some fairies. I don't have these in stock, but I can order them. So if you want one of these fairies, be sure and let me know because I can order it for you. But what I wanted to show you is how easy it is to create a background and then just do a silhouette with that on there to create a really great card. This one has just an ink blended background. This one is a fun background with some water reactive inks and some bubble wrap to create that background. This one is really simple. This one is just some pattern paper. It's a fun wood grain background. And this one, yes, Cindy, I have your seahorse and I will ship it to you. And then this is one where we did some ink blending and some spattering. So these edger dies are really, really wonderful and lots of great things you can do with them. And I can show you some samples with some of these. Here you can see a sample with that seahorse. It looks like here it's either a very large card or you could even make a framed piece with it. Here is another sample. You can actually truly use it as the edge of a card if you want to. And there is a sample of the Celebration Cake. All right, now we're going to move into pretty much, I think, almost everything else that I'm going to show you is brand new. We have a lot of new products from Sizzix, and that includes some new dies from Tim Holtz. But first we have some new Sizzix products, and these are some dies, and these are really fun. These are all Thinlits dies, so they are really, really well priced. This one is the floral wrap. You can see how pretty that is with that edge coming on there, and they've used it to kind of create a wrap on the card. And if you look up here, you can see all the pieces you get with it. So you get that beautiful floral edge, but you also get your belly band, you get 2 different sizes of bows, and you also get this pretty kind of floral medallion piece that you see there in the center. So really pretty. You could also use just one of these and maybe use it on the bottom of a card if you wanted to. This one is the floral wrap die, and it is $17.50. Next up, this one is a really great one. This one is the Elegant Favor Box die, and you have so many options with this die. This is just a sample. This die allows you to make this favor box, but it also has a lot of other inset dies that you can use or not, or mix and match as you want to create this beautiful favor box. And let's see if you can see there. So you can see you get the box, you get the 2 different side panels, and you also get some of the top panels as well as some little labels that can go on there. I think these would also make really great tea lights if you back them with some vellum and used a little battery operated tea light in there. So this is the Elegant Favor Box die, and it is $21. And this next one I am excited about. It is a little bit more expensive, but it is really fun. This one is the Kaleidoscope die, and this is actually a set. Truthfully, it is a set of 4 dies. You have your 2 big background dies, and then you can see you have these 2 round medallion dies in the center. And these are designed to layer together, so you can see that if you use the different colors, you get this great effect where the background one peeks through. Sorry, I'm trying to get that glare out of there. And as I mentioned, those center medallions are separate, so you can use them with the background die as you see there, or you can use them separately. So that is a set of 4 dies. This is the Kaleidoscope die, and it is $31 for that set. All right, now I have some embossing folders, some new embossing folders from Sizzix, and these are the 3D embossing folders. 3D embossing folders are amazing. Mary, the fairy dies range, I believe, in price from like $20 to $24, so they're about the same prices as the others. They all vary a little bit, but they're all right in that range. So 3D embossing folders. These are so amazing because they're like a regular embossing folder, but they actually emboss at various levels in it, so it's not all just either the flat or all at one level, but you actually have different levels of embossing in it, and they are really, really gorgeous. The first one that we have in is the Adorned Tile. And there you can see it in the package, but I went ahead and made some samples because it is so much better to see it in real life. This is the Adorned Tiles, and I think in here you can see how some of it, like these little medallions right in here, are raised up, but then on these, parts of it are raised higher and parts of them are not. This is really great. I will just mention that this was a piece of black cardstock that I used some of my Creative Expressions gilding polish on. And the other thing I will mention is that a lot of times, and I'm not sure, let's see how well if we can get focused in on this, the back side or the reverse side, the deboss side, can be just as pretty as the emboss side. You get a different look. So it's almost like you get 2 for 1 with this. So this one is one I think you could use either side of it. But this one is the Adorned Tile 3D embossing folder, and it is $10.50. The next one that we have is the Geometric Lattice 3D embossing folder. It is also $10.50. And here is a sample that I did. And on this one, again, I started with just black cardstock. And I wanted to see how the new picket fence paper glazes would work on here. Mostly so far we've used them with stencils, but I just took a makeup sponge wedge and sponged it on. I did 2 coats. I started off with the really light coat because I wasn't sure how long it would take to dry. But it doesn't do too badly, and like I said, I did 2 coats on here. So the paper glazes, they are great to use with stencils, but you can also use them just to embellish your paper, and you can see what a nice sheen, kind of this pearlized sheen these have. And let me see if I can show you the back of this one. It's a little bit hard to see, I know, with the black, but on this one as well, the back is equally as neat as the front, so you could really use it either way. All right, one final new Sizzix 3D embossing folder. This one is truly amazing. This one is called Leaf Veins, and you can see that that is exactly what it is. It is also $10.50 for the leaf veins. And here is a sample that I made, and look at all of that detail in there. It really is amazing. And something else that you can do, this is Tim Holtz's Tattered Leaves, one of the leaves from his Tattered Leaf die, and I cut out the leaf and then I used that embossing folder to emboss it. And that is the front side of it, and you can see the back side of it is pretty cool as well. So again, you could use either side of it. I want to give you just a couple of tips on using the 3D embossing folders. The first thing is that most of the time I will spray both sides of my cardstock before I emboss it. It's fine to spray it and put it in your embossing folder while it's still wet. What that does for you is it helps break down the paper fibers, and you get a much nicer, deeper, crisper emboss if you will do that. So give that a try. The other thing I want to tell you is that when you are using the 3D embossing folders, you're probably going to have to play around a little bit with your sandwich because they are thicker than regular embossing folders. This is our big kick, and what I did for this, normally I have my platform in here, and this is a little bit older one, so we have the thin die adapter, and then I use my chrome base plate, and then I use my acrylic top plate. I know this is kind of hard to see, but what I did for using my 3D embossing folders is I just used my base plate. I took a piece of thin chipboard, this is really thin and flexible, and put it on there, and then I used my acrylic plate on top, and that turned out to be just about the perfect amount of pressure. So just definitely you'll have to play around with your machine and see what works for you, but those are just a couple of tips on the 3D embossing folders. Okay, so now we are getting to new Tim Holtz products from Sizzix. I was so happy that these were not delayed. They were supposed to arrive at my distributor on April 1st, and they did. They are working with kind of a much less staff than usual, so their shipping times are a little bit longer, but I was really happy that we got these in. So the first thing that I have to show you is another 3D embossing folder. This is Tim's new 3D embossing folder, and it is called Brickwork, and it is $10. And I was pretty sure that this embossing folder was going to be amazing, and it really is amazing. Cindy, I just want to make sure that this is the one that you're talking about when you say the medallion one, and that one is the adorned. So unless you tell me otherwise, I will assume that is what you mean. All right, so the 3D Brickwork embossing folder. This thing is so amazing. It has so much detail. This is just a piece of craft cardstock, and I thought that I was going to emboss it and then add some ink to it, and I think you certainly could, but it just looks so amazing as is. You can see all that little, almost like pitting in there with the bricks, and it's just a stunning, stunning die. I mean, Tim's original brick embossing folder was great, but it really cannot hold a candle to this one. This one is stunning. And again, to show you how you can use either side, this is the back side of this one. A totally different look, but still really amazing. So that is the Brickworks 3D embossing folder, and that is $10. All right, so now we are on to new dies, and I actually have all of the new dies but one, and it hopefully is going to be here next week. So the first one that we have is a Thinlits die set, and this one is called Media Marks. And you may recall that earlier in the year, Tim had a stamp set with Stampers Anonymous called Media Marks, and this one kind of has a lot of the same elements as that one does. Now, one thing that I want to point out here, see if I can get this to do. These that look like the squares or rectangles, that is not how those cut out. All that the die cuts out are the actual cutout part that you see in there. It does not cut out around it. So this lets you do those patterns anywhere that you want. Oh, thanks for answering that, Renee, because I am not sure. The Gemini, as far as the width, I'm pretty sure they'll fit, because I think the Gemini Junior is basically the same width as the Big Shot is. So it's good to know that they will work in the Gemini. Again, you'll probably have to play with your sandwiches a little bit. So you can see we have like this great kind of scribbly texture here, almost these waves or scallops. We have just some little squiggles and lines. And then, as I mentioned, all these do is they just cut those patterns out, and you can repeat them as many times as you want on your background. So this is the Media Marks Thinlits die, and it is $20. The next die that we have is, actually it's the only Bigs die that I have here today, and this is the new Decor Frames die, and you get 2 dies in this. You can see the rectangular one there on the left, and then the oval one on the right. These have such great detail along the outer edges. As I mentioned, this is a Bigs die, so it is one of the thick steel rule dies, which means that you can use it to cut heavier materials, chipboard and even some lightweight metals and things like that. So this would make some really great frames for your projects. And I am going to, after we get through all of these, I know Tim on his blog showed a lot of these in the Sizzix Creativation booth. So we'll take a quick look at some samples. The next one we have is another Thinlits die, and this one is called Happy Hour, and it is $20. Forgot to mention that the Bigs die for the frames is also $20. And this one is really fun because it lets you create all these fun different drinks. And let me see if we can get focused in there. You can see up there, it's a little bit hard to see, but you get all of these different pieces that you can certainly mix and match them however you want to create lots of fun drinks. These are all mostly shown as alcoholic beverages, but you certainly could do different things as well. Make some lemonade or things like that if you would like to. They are really fun done up in these bright colors, but I did see an online sample where someone did this in very muted kind of like shades of grays and taupes and made a really elegant looking card. So this one is really fun. This one is Happy Hour, and it is $20. All right, you may remember in the Chapter 1 release, Tim had some stacking tile dies that were very popular. The first go round was hexagons, and he has, you did not, Miss Jan, I don't think you ordered Happy Hour, but I think maybe you need it. So this is the squares stacked tile, and it is $20, and you get a set of different sized squares that nest. It's a little bit tough to see, but what's really cool is you get 5 of each size. So this allows you to create some fun things without having to run through your die cut machine so many times. So just like you see here, each one of these is a layer of 5 dies, and then you get 5 of each size. Lots of fun things. Tim has some great samples of those. That is the stacked square tiles, which is $20, and he also has the stacked circle tiles, which is also $20, and it is very similar. I know, we need the real drinks, don't we? This is the circles, and again, you get 5 different graduated sizes of circles, and you get 5 of each size. So that is the stacked circles die, and that is $20. All right, sold to Miss Jan for the happy hour drinks. All right, so next up we have a new Doodle Art die. This is the Doodle Art 2 die. It also is somewhat similar to one of the stencil sets that he had out earlier in the year. This one is Doodle Art 2, and it is $17. And I just wanted to show you a sample and do a comparison. So this is the Doodle Art 1 die on the right. Let me see if I can, any way, shape, or form, get these so we don't have so much glare. All right, so on the left is Doodle Art 2, and on the right is Doodle Art 1, and I do have both of them in stock. They are both $17, so if you want one, be sure and tell me if you want 1 or 2. And I just wanted to show you this sample that we did using Doodle Art 1. Lots of great things you can do with these kinds of dies. Here, we just cut it out of black cardstock and adhered it to white, and then we used our alcohol markers to come in and color. But you could do all kinds of fun backgrounds and layer over that. So really fun things that you can do with, again, Doodle Art 2. And then this one is Doodle Art 1, and they are both $17. Next up, we have a really fun basic die that I think would work well with so many different things. This one is called Funky Wreath Die, and one of the things that this would work great with is all of Tim's previous funky florals and funky leaves that he has come out with. This is just a set of the 2 different dies, although I don't know if you can see up there, you get the dies, but then you also get some extra little branch dies as well, so that you can really create some nice layered effects in here. This is the Funky Wreaths die, and that one is $20. And another really great nature die is this one here. This one is called Feathered Friends, and it is only $13. And this is a set of 2 bird dies, but you get layering pieces. It looks like you get at least 3 layering pieces for each one. You get the base piece, you get an overlay, and then you get their wing. So this die is Feathered Friends, and it is $13. All right, getting to the home stretch here. Next up, this is what everybody's been really excited about. These are the new colorized dies. Tim has really taken the die cutting world by storm with his new colorized dies, and these guys are absolutely amazing. There are 3 new colorized dies. This first one is Clarence. You can see this elephant here. He is so cute. And there are lots of pieces in here, although Tim has kind of cut down from before. And the other thing that's really nice is these pieces are all numbered. So they are numbered to give you some idea of which colors you should use. So there might be a couple of dies that are layered called color number 1, and so you know to cut those 2 out of the same color, and then cut the next ones out of a second color. And when you do that, that will let you get this really nice, great shaded, colorized effect. So this is Clarence. He is $30. Next up, we have Gertrude the giraffe. She is so sweet, and she is also $30. And finally, we have Winifred the zebra, and she is also $30. I will tell you that I'm not sure if it's in the samples that I'm going to show you here. Someone did a rainbow zebra that was amazing. So think outside the box. You don't have to use the normal colors that you think of, but you can just really go somewhere crazy with them if you want to. This is Winifred the zebra, and she is also $30. Let me show you these, and I'll show you some samples. Last week we got in the new alcohol ink alloys, and we got in 4 of the 5 new colors. Well, now we have gotten in the 5th new color, and this one is called Mind, and this is a beautiful deep rose gold color. So again, this is one of the new metallic alloys to be used with your alcohol ink. I'm going to show you online here some samples that Tim has with these. They are so wonderful. So this is the new color that we didn't have last week. It is Mind. I will just mention that if you missed out, we still have some of the other colors. We have Sterling, which is a beautiful silver color. We have Statue, which is a great bronze. And then finally we have Foundry, which is a little bit more of kind of a dirty. That is funny, rainbow. Yeah, I think that would be cute. This is a little bit more of a kind of a dirty silver color. We are currently out of the gilded, which is gold, but I do have more of that coming in hopefully next week. So again, the alloys, and we have the last color, which is Mind. So let me show you some samples. I also think I'm going to go up and show you the alcohol inks again. I still have some of those left. They work great with the alloys, and I think when you see some of the samples here, you will agree with me. So let's go here. First of all, we're going to take a look at things from the Sizzix booth, and let me see if I can remotely get something here that's not going to be too much glare. All right, so here you can see in this one there are the little feathered friends, and that's used with the funky wreath die, so that is a great combination of those two things there. On this one, they've also used the funky wreath, but with a lot of other things in there. See what else we can see in here. This has got some things from chapter 1 as well, so I'm just going to try and show you at chapter 2. There is one of the feathered friends again. All right, look at this. This has all kinds of great things in it. So here you can see on the left is Gertrude and Clarence and Winifred. Over there on the right is Theodore. He was the colorized that came out in chapter 1. But I also want to point something else out. That Media Marks die has been used on this. Down here, the little kind of grass or little mound that Gertrude is standing by is from the Media Marks die. Up here, the one up here in the upper left is from the Media Marks, as well as kind of that gray scribbly lines on the left. I think down there at the bottom is also some of the Media Marks dies down there. So lots of ways that you can use those in your projects. Here is another one with the zebra, and I want you to take a look at that background behind the zebra. Yes, they do look, I think especially the elephant Clarence looks like he's from the Jungle Book. Look at that background behind Winifred the zebra there. That is done with the stacked circles. I think that is totally amazing. I love that background. And here you can see is that brick background from that embossing folder on here. You might see the luggage on here. That is the one die we are still waiting on, the baggage claim. Here you can see Winifred again. And let me see. Oh, love this one. There are your feathered friends. So depending on how you color them, you can get a lot of different looks with your birds and make different kinds of birds. So there is Feathered Friends, and it looks like there may even be some of the Media Marks in there. So a really versatile die, that Media Marks. There we have another Feathered Friends. Oh, look how cute they are here, standing up on the little platforms. And there the wreath is used to good effect behind the butterflies. And see what else we've got. Oh, there you can see the media marks used in the background, that black back there with some leaves behind the typewriter and down here. So a really, really great filler the media marks die is, I think. Let me see if we have anything else from chapter 2 in here. There's Winifred again. Oh, there's Happy Hour. How fun is that? Love that kind of matching background there, kind of the watercolory background behind all the drinks. There is a fun one. And there we see those feathered friends again. Yeah, that wreath is a great kind of just a really good building blocks die. And, oh, I want to point this out. I'm not sure if this is using Doodle Art 1 or 2, but it is one of the two of them. You can see kind of the top, I think this is a box, and how they've used that to create kind of this open box top. I just think that is a really wonderful use. It is such a different look than the sample that I showed you. So definitely lots of different ways that these things can be combined. This is great. This is an art piece that was made using the stacked circle die. So lots of fun things. All right. And the other thing I wanted to show you is I wanted to show you some pictures from the Ranger booth where the alloys were used with the alcohol inks. So you can see on here this beautiful one, and you can see kind of the gold in there. I'm not sure if that's the gilded or it might be the statue, the bronze. And you can see that wonderful effect that it gives in there. Jan, it reminds me so much of the leafing and foiling that you did with the alcohol ink. So there also on this one on the left, I think you can see right there some of the alloys in there. See if I can find some more that have some alloys. Some of these alcohol ink artists that Tim had do samples were really amazing. So let's go up and let's take a quick look at alcohol inks. As long as we're looking at alloys, we might as well review the alcohol inks that we still have in stock, and even some things that I didn't show you last week pertaining to alcohol inks. So we still have a pretty good selection of our alcohol inks. These are all the new colors. The first one there you can see is Glacier. And this one, kind of a gray blue, is called Monsoon. This really nice green is Everglade. Then we have Boysenberry. Love this color. Rosewood is so great. And we have Sienna and Moss. Then this bright pink is Gumball. Dijon, a really nice kind of brownish yellow. Cobalt. And finally Ember. We are out of a few of them. I know I do have the Vineyard coming in. Some other alcohol ink products I have is I do have the new small bottles of alcohol blending solution. The alcohol inks are $4.25 a bottle, and these small bottles of blending solution are $3.25 a bottle. I also have the Snowcap Mixative. This is a mixative and not an alloy. And I also have the black alcohol ink cardstock. And I know that Jennifer McGuire did a video. It's been a little while back because it's been really hard to get this black alcohol cardstock. I'll show you some of that in just a minute. But I know Jennifer McGuire did something really fun with the black alcohol ink cardstock and alcohol inks and the white mixative. So I do have all of those. Okay, before we get out of here, let's see. Kay wanted to know if we had any sparkly paper. I'm assuming that you mean our glitter papers. And I will show you what I have. This is the silver glitter paper. These first ones here, this one is actually, yeah, this is just the silver. These are 8.5 by 11, and they're $1.50 a sheet. We have silver. We have gold. We have red. And we have rose. And I have one more pad of the Memory Box, the Delicate Pastels glitter paper. And these are all the colors. You can see they are all pastel-y colors. And let me show you some card samples that have this glitter paper on them. You can see that butterfly and the background there are with that glitter paper. So that is the Pastels glitter paper pad, and that is $11. I also have some 12 by 12 glitter papers. These are $3 each, and this one is Prussian blue. It's a really nice teal. And we also have yellow, a great springy color. We have lavender, sky blue. I will have to check, Mary. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back through my things. If not, I'll be in touch. I definitely can see about ordering them. And this one is called Canna, this pretty pink. We have white. This one is great to use with your alcohol markers. You can color on your glitter paper. And so this is the white. We also have onyx, one of my favorites, kind of a dark blue-gray. We have light gold, which is kind of a platinum color. This one is called bright gold, which is not as bright as the other gold that I showed you in 8.5 by 11. This one is gold leaf, which is even a little bit lighter than the bright gold. I have got dark chocolate, coffee, the Tim Holtz one. You mean the glitter papers, sparkly papers? Go to, what you want to do to send me a message is you want to go to the Ink Paper Rubber Facebook page, and you should have, if you're on your computer, it should say send message kind of up right under the page header picture. If you're on a mobile device, you may just see the little messenger icon, and just click on that, and that will send a message to IPR. So yes, Sherry's right. Don't post it here, because if you post it right here in the comments, it's public for everyone to see. So message me. If you're having trouble messaging me, send me an email, jen@inkpaperrubber.com. Last thing I wanted to show you is I mentioned that I used the picket fence paper glazes on this cardstock before I did the embossing, and I just really quickly wanted to show you the paper glaze colors that I have left. These are $7 a jar. We have daffodil yellow, we have agapanthus purple, this is fern green. This one is great. You can see it has some gold in it. Really like that one a lot. We have cornflower blue, leaf green, we have black pansy, snowdrop white, and these all have a nice pearlescent sheen to them, ocean poppy, and that is the color that I used on the piece that I embossed, and golden rose. And so, as I mentioned, I just used a makeup sponge to sponge it on to my black cardstock and let it dry before I went ahead and embossed it. It works great with stencils, and it works great with stencils on the glitter paper. Yes, I'm not sure, Jan. I don't remember if I saw a message or not. If I didn't reply, I probably didn't get it. Like I say, if you're not sure, if you're not hearing back from me within the next couple of days with an invoice or questions, then you need to go ahead and email me, jen@inkpaperrubber.com. Paper glazes, Renee, are $7 a jar. This is if you use the paper glaze on the glitter paper. So it is really beautiful on that. All right, Mary wanted to see the die cut edges again. The ones that I have in stock are the Seahorse Edger, Well, I'm not sure. They may have sold by now, but I can always order them again. This is Perfect Pansy, and that one is the Celebration Cake. The fairies I do not have in stock, but I can order these. I just ordered one of them for someone last week. This one is the little toadstool fairies. This little one, I don't remember what she's called, but you can see has kind of like the little snowdrop flowers and maybe a dragonfly there. This one is like a little daisy fairy. And this one is called Luna Fairy. And they range in price, I believe, from $20 to $24. So, is there anything that anyone else wants to see again? What is the glue called for the foil paper? Oh, this is the Transfer Gel Duo. It works great with stencils and foil, and you do not have to have a heat source. When this dries, it's tacky, so you can, they recommend that you actually layer your foil on it and run it through your die cut machine to apply pressure. So that is that. So while I see if there's any more questions, just go over it again. You can certainly go back and rewatch this video if you want, and go ahead, and if you see something that you want to purchase, go ahead and comment on here even after the video is over and say sold and the name of the product. And if you want it shipped, also add ship. The paper glaze color I used on the embossed is called Ocean Poppy. The first 3D folder that I showed is this one here. This one is the Adorned Tile, and that is what that one looks like. And then there was the Geometric Lattice, and that's the one that I used with the Ocean Poppy. And then we had the Leaf Veins, and then of course Tim's Brickwork embossing folder. So like I say, go back and rewatch it, say sold and ship. I'm getting a little bit faster at this. All of this takes me a lot longer to do than when you guys come in here and shop, and it's not quite as much fun as seeing all your lovely faces, but I'm glad we can keep in touch this way. So just about everyone's been really, really patient with me. I appreciate that. I'm getting a little bit faster at it and getting kind of my procedures down. So hopefully, I'm hoping to have all of the invoices out tomorrow, or get in touch with you if there's something that you saw that I don't have and I mentioned and you want, or if I am sold out of something that you commented that you wanted, I will get in touch and find out if you want me to order it. That's the good thing about these as opposed to the classroom, is that these items are items that I can order for you if I'm out of. Okay, the only foil that I have right now is the rainbow foil sheets. I do not have any other colors right now except for that one. So Tammy, I'm not sure what you want said sold on, so be sure and comment again and tell me what it is that you want, because I just see sold on there, but not what you want. So any other questions here? Like I say, go back and rewatch it. Comment sold with the item that you want. If you want me to ship, add ship on there. If you haven't already purchased from me on Facebook Live over the last couple of weeks, go ahead and send me a message on Facebook with your email address. And if you want your item shipped, then also send me your mailing address. Hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, I will have everyone's invoices out. They are going to come out via PayPal, but you do not have to have a PayPal account. When you get the email, it will tell you, have a button you can click on to view the invoice. And okay, I'm not sure what you want me to, if you're just talking about your other stuff, again, I just see, yeah, I don't, when you say above, I don't know. I guess I'll have to go back and watch it again. Okay, there you go. Ocean Poppy, great. Keep in mind that if you're commenting as I'm talking about different things, I will go back later and go through all these comments in the order that they came in. And so I have no idea where in the video it popped up, or even if you're watching later, when I'm reading your comments, I'm not watching the video back, so I don't know what I was talking about at the moment that you said sold. So that's why you definitely need to put in there all the details. But you'll get your PayPal invoice. If you don't have PayPal, that's fine. You can pay with a debit or credit card. Brick embossing folder is $10, Sherry. If you're having trouble messaging me, or if you're not sure if things went through, just shoot me an email, jen@inkpaperrubber.com. I would rather, at least for the next couple of days, if you go back and watch and you want to buy something, to go ahead and comment on this video, because that is what I will go back and check. But if you need to communicate with me about anything else, either send me a message or send me an email. And do we have any more questions from anybody? I think we are going to wrap it up for today. I definitely will be back with you sometime next week. Tailored Expressions has a new release coming out. We have already ordered it, and I'm hoping that I will get it on Tuesday, but I don't know for sure, and I will have to get it all set up. But just keep an eye on Facebook, and I will definitely let you know when we are planning our next Facebook Live. Otherwise, everyone have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll be back with you again soon. Goodbye.